Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, a Water Valley woman was arrested in Oxford for shoplifting and now faces charges.
And the Murdaugh murder trial continues
Freezing
today,
rain
and there's
and
more
icicles are
information
covering
to
the
unpack.
Ole Miss campus today. Oxford and Lafayette County are mainly experiencing cold
And the Murdaugh murder trial continued today, and there's more information to unpack. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now. Good evening, and thank you for joining us at NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Alexia Iterchek.
And I'm Today is February 2nd. You know what that means. Today is Groundhog Day.
That's right, Hannah. And the legendary groundhog weather watcher, Puxatawny Phil, woke up this morning with a prediction.
Cold weather lovers are in luck this year. Phil did in fact see his shadow this morning, which means 6 more weeks of winter.
Scientifically speaking, winter officially ends on March 20th, regardless of what Phil predicts. But Mother Nature doesn't always follow this timetable, especially here in Mississippi.
Neither does Phil. His track record is far from perfect. The National Centers for Environmental Information says Phil has gotten it right 40% of the time over the past 10 years.
I guess time will tell if Phil was right this time. Oxford police arrested a Water Valley woman on December 9th. Shoplifting and 1 count of false pretense. A Lafayette County Justice Court judge issued her with a $15,000 bond. The qualifying period for county seat candidates concluded yesterday at 5. Lafayette County voters now know who will be on the ballot for the August primaries. These are the candidates who will be vying for the positions of sheriff, tax collector, and chancery clerk. Then here are those running for circuit district, district supervisors, and county attorney. Primary elections will be held August 8th, and the general election will be held November 7th. Other races on the ballot include constable, coroner, justice court, judges, and election commissioner.
It's no question that an influx of employees is great for business, but the real challenge in a college town is keeping them around. NewsWatch reporter Skylar Gerard has more on how restaurants in Oxford stay afloat.
A new semester has started, which means more students are looking for jobs. And for restaurants in Oxford, the start of a new semester is great for business.
Like, I didn't have any employees August 1st, and then I had 4 college kids by the first football game in September.
This time of year is when an influx of applications start rolling in and restaurants are full of employees. As students start coming back to campus, there is an influx of applications for the restaurant business. But as the semester starts winding down, that may be another story. Now, as graduation comes, restaurants are likely to see another staffing shortage. This poses trouble for restaurants just trying to get by. Less hands on deck means more work for employees.
They might have to work more hours. Maybe they get put into a position where they're not used to it, just to fill in that gap.
This is especially a big issue on weekends like double-decker and graduation.
If we don't have the hands, we can't feed the masses, right? Whether that be from the kitchen or in the front of the house. And this goes for every restaurant on the square. I know that. Because Oxford is very much a seasonal city.
This is Skylar Gerard, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
The Double Decker Arts Festival has released its long-awaited music lineup for 2023. The festival will fall on April 28th and 29th. Artists like Ashley McBride and Blackberry Smoke will take the stage that weekend. There will be various genres from everyone to enjoy, from pop to country to jazz. There will also be lots of art and crafts as well as food vendors. The UM Law School has officially named the inaugural Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. This is Joshua Quinn Tucker, a 4-time graduate of Ole Miss. He returned to campus this month, and Tucker holds both a doctoral degree in higher education and a Juris Doctor from Ole Miss. He has shown dedication to diversity throughout his time in school and in his professional career. Tucker says he plans to make an inclusive environment for all of the stakeholders who make the law school what it is. And 3 teams from the Oxford Intermediate School competed in the first LEGO League City Master Builder at Grenada Middle School on January 21st.
One of the Oxford's teams, Team Hub, was the winning team and they advanced to the state competition. It will be held in Pearl on February 25th. And here are the winners right here. The theme of this competition this year was called Superpowered. Teams explored energy sources and how energy is used and stored in their community.
They then had to design and create an innovative solution that would improve one aspect of the energy journey. Students got the chance to speak with Ole Miss engineering students to gain more insight. Team Hub's winning idea was tiles to create smart sidewalks and smart athletic fields and courts to collect kinetic energy instead of using fossil fuels for energy. Theater Oxford is hosting a 2-day, 10-minute playwriting workshop next weekend. It will be held Friday, February 10th from 5 to 7 p.m. and Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to noon. This workshop will be instructed by Michael Tuxhorn, who will teach the group analysis and writing exercises, and Neil White, who will share his insights as a publisher and playwright. Register online at oxfordarts.com. Following the workshop is the 10-minute play festival featuring new works by local, national, and international playwrights, including the winner of Theater Oxford's 10-minute play competition. The festival will run February 10th at 7 p.m. and February 11th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Powerhouse in Oxford. 7 plays will premiere on the Powerhouse stage this year. These plays include 20 Avon, Patience, The Square Build, The Influencer, Dead Man, Lunch Break, and The Hitchhikers. You can purchase tickets on the Oxford Arts website. Up next, the murder trial is still in the works, and we have all the updates from today's testimony. And a woman pronounced dead found alive at her funeral. You heard us correctly. Stay tuned to find out more after the break.
Does it ever seem like some people are actually trying to destroy the planet? And the rest of us are like, hey, we need this planet. Some people may be slow to learn, but they'll eventually get the message.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When you have a hole in your neck, don't face the shower head.
Suction out your dough before you eat. Crouch. Don't bend over. You don't want to lose the food in your stomach. Don't use spray paint.
Be very careful shaving.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again! I'm going to lock the vault! Hotty toddy!
I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to bring them to their feet.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Disgraced attorney Alex Murdaugh's murder trial is still continuing, today with testimony about his alleged financial crimes. Murdaugh is accused of killing his wife and his 22-year-old son in June of 2021. Prosecutors said they believed his motive was to distract attention from various illicit financial schemes that were about to come to light. The judge is now deciding whether to allow the state to present the evidence of the alleged financial crimes. The chief of financial officer of Murdaugh's law firm testified Thursday without the jury present. Jeanne Seckinger said she confronted Murdaugh about $792,000 in missing funds on the same day of the murders. There was a scheduled hearing in the case at the time of the killings. This hearing could have exposed Murdaugh's financial records. Seckinger said the hearing was canceled due to his wife and son's deaths, and afterwards, the firm opted not to confront Murdaugh about the missing money. Murdaugh was also facing a lawsuit in connection to a boating accident that killed a 19-year-old girl.
It's a video.
Why was that so hard for you?
A subject near a tree, and it's a short video with some audio.
Did you determine in reviewing the records whether, excuse me, that account sent out that particular video?
Yes, it was sent on the same day, June 7th, 2021 at 7:56 hours Eastern Time.
A funeral home worker in Iowa got quite a shock when a woman who was thought to have died turned out to still be alive. Bo Berman reports on how it happened.
A report from the Iowa Department of Inspections and Appeals says a resident here at Glen Oaks Alzheimer's Special Care Center was placed in hospice care on December 28th and pronounced dead at 6 o'clock in the morning on January 3rd by a licensed practical nurse. The DIA report says a funeral director picked up the woman, who was thought to be dead, at the Urbandale facility just after 7:30, reported there were no signs of life, zipped up the resident in a cloth bag, and dropped her body off here at the Ankeny Funeral Home and Crematory within the hour. The DIA report says a funeral home employee unzipped the bag, saw the woman's chest moving, and then she gasped for air.
Just so you know, this female was transported there deceased, and she is not. They are in the chapel, and she is on a cot.
That's the call from an EMS worker after a funeral home employee called 911. The state's report says they were able to record a pulse and breathing, but there was no eye movement and no verbal response. The woman was taken to a hospital and then back to the nursing home where she died less than 2 days later, with her family at her side, according to the report.
The Iowa Department of Inspections and Appeals issued 2 state violations to the nursing home, totaling $10,000. The death of a double amputee who was shot by police has sparked controversy over the use of force against a person with a disability. This was Anthony Lau. He lost both of his legs last year and had not yet received prosthetics. He stabbed a person last Thursday. This was when police then used a stun gun and shot him about 10 times throughout his upper body. Lau's family questioned why it was necessary to kill a man who needed a wheelchair to get around. And today, there was a rally in California for Lau.
We will hold this city accountable, we will hold this department accountable, and we're doing it through all mediums in this civil justice system and the criminal justice system, because there is nothing they could do to bring him back.
The FBI is expected to search the Indianapolis home and Washington office of former Vice President Mike Pence soon. Sources say agents will look for classified documents. The Pence team expressed that they want to cooperate. They said the FBI is unlikely to find any since Pence's team has already looked around extensively. The search comes after an initial discovery of classified documents at Pence's house.
Layoffs are on the rise, especially in the tech industry. A new report released Thursday shows U.S. companies announced about 103,000 job cuts in January. The report came from unemployment firm challenger Gray and Christmas. It says that that's the worst January since the Great Recession in 2009. Around 40% of those cuts came from tech firms. Others came from retailers, real estate, and construction companies. Analysts say some companies are correcting for hiring too many people during the pandemic. But in general, the job market remains very strong. Unemployment is near a 50-year low, and the jobs report due out Friday is expected to show 215,000 new jobs were added during the same period.
It's been a cold week here in Oxford, but don't worry because here comes the sun. Keep watching NewsWatch Ole Miss for your 5-day forecast, which includes, luckily, some warmer temperatures and no more rain.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Flashlights.
What's up, champ?
Flashlights, cool.
I feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
NewsWatch weather anchor Hannah Wong has more on what to expect for this hopefully sunny weekend ahead. Hannah?
Thank you to the desk, but before we get to that sunny weather, let's not forget that we have a special weather alert coming in from the National Weather Service. This is due to the possible freezing and refreezing of the roads tonight. And yes, the wintry precipitation is on its way out, but not before we drop back into the 20s. Currently, we're 33 degrees here in Oxford with some light wind and, as we've all experienced today, some heavy rainfall. And we can see the same in our area, pretty much the same temperatures, except Tupelo has gotten a little bit warmer at 43. Tonight, like I said, we will dip down to 27 with some winds, and hopefully the sky's clearing up just a little bit, but there are still some light showers possible. And tomorrow, like I promised, there will be some warmer weather with a high of 40 degrees and some sunny skies just in time for your Friday. And again, we can see South Haven at 36 and Holly Springs at 37, but luckily the rest of us will break just over 40. And our 5-day weather forecast, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you can expect some sun in the air and some warmer temperatures, but Tuesday, although it will be just as warm, we can still have some precipitation for the beginning of the week. Coming up, the women's basketball team is taking a trip up to the Rocky Top for a showdown with the Volunteers and find out where the baseball team stands in the preseason top 25. I'll have that and more up next in sports.
Creating a legacy takes time, takes dedication, spirit, and a greater vision. That vision starts here at the University of Mississippi. What will you be remembered by? Your character, your contributions, your friendship. Your legacy will define who we are now and who we are becoming for our state, our students, and our future. Ole Miss, build your legacy.
Bring it.
Oh, he's on fire.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, how about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Sports Watch reporter Haley Hood is live in the studio with the latest on Ole Miss athletics.
Haley, what's going on with the Rebs?
Well, Hannah, this past Sunday, the Ole Miss women's basketball team defeated the Arkansas Razorbacks in overtime with a score of 76-73, the largest margin overcome win in the program history. Tonight, the Rebs are back on the road to Tennessee to face the Vols tonight at 5:30 p.m. The Vols are ranked 3rd in the SEC Women's Basketball League, and the Rebels are ranked 4th. This is going to be a good game, so make sure you tune in and cheer on your Rebs. Former Rebel point guard Bianca Thomas has been honored as one of 14 former student athletes and coaches to be showcased at the 2023 SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. Thomas played for Ole Miss from 2006 to 2010 and was tabbed twice as an All-SEC first-team honoree and was named a Lowe's Senior Class second-team All-American her senior year. She is one of the best three-point shooters in Rebel history and ranks first in single-season three-point goals with 100 in her senior season. Following her playing career at Ole Miss, Thomas was drafted by the Los Angeles Sparks and was the number 12 pick in the 2010 WNBA draft, and is now coaching at a high school in Tennessee. In keeping things on the court, the men's basketball team suffered a tough defeat to Kentucky on Tuesday night. Sports reporter Jason Kern was there to catch the action.
Although the Ole Miss students showed up tonight, it was not enough as the Ole Miss Rebels lose 75-66 to the Kentucky Wildcats. Freshman guard Amari Abram looked good from the start, going 7 for 15 from the field with 17 points. Despite the 9-point loss, Ole Miss kept it close throughout and limited the Wildcats superstar Oscar Sheepwhite to 14 points. With this loss, the Rebs moved to 9-13 on the season. The team will try to rebound this Saturday as they head to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt. Live from the Pavilion, Jason Kern, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
The team will be back in action this Saturday when they play at Vanderbilt. And anything's off on the diamond, anticipation is building for the upcoming baseball season. The defending national Rebels are coming in ranked 7th nationally in the USA Today poll, and the SEC is dominating the ranking early with LSU, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Florida, Arkansas, and Vanderbilt all joining Ole Miss in the top 10. The team gets the season underway with a 3-game series against the Delaware Blue Hens at Swayze Field. Game 1 gets underway on February 17th at 4 p.m. That's all I got for sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates.
Thanks, Haley. Up next, do you ever miss your first phone? What about the first ever iPhone? There's still one out there up for grabs.
And imagine looking at your bank account and finding a mysterious $1,000 charge from Grubhub. These stories after the break.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
When's the last time you saw a first-generation iPhone? Do they still exist?
Believe it or not, they do, Hannah. An unopened first-generation iPhone is up for auction. Bidding for the Apple relic starts at $2,500, but its estimated value is $50,000. When released in 2007, the phone was the newest technology. It had a 3.5-inch screen, a 2-megapixel camera, up to 8 gigabytes of storage, internet capabilities, and iTunes.
LCG Auctions is listing the item. In October, the company auctioned off a similar iPhone for more than $39,000. Bidding starts Thursday evening and ends February 19th. A Michigan couple learned the hard way to make sure they lock shopping apps on their mobile devices before they let their son use them.
The 6-year-old spent nearly $1,000 on food from Grubhub without telling his parents. Kim DeGiulio reports.
And time after time again, and it's piles and bags of food, and what is going on? And they're dropping them off at the door, so I'm not communicating with the drivers.
Keith and Kristen Stonehouse had no idea who could have ordered all of this food until Keith eventually stopped one of the Grubhub drivers.
And I said, what is going on? Why are you bringing me food? He said, I don't know, you ordered from the shawarma place. I said, no. Oh.
That's when it clicked. He let his 6-year-old son, Mason, play with his phone before his bedtime.
So I think I left the app open, and he saw that when he was playing with my phone and just started going to town. So he ordered multiple orders, chili cheese fries, the chicken pita wraps. He ordered multiple orders of that, multiple orders of ice cream, pizza.
Nearly $1,000 worth of food was ordered. Thankfully, their bank stopped some of it.
And then I get an alert on my phone. My card has been declined for fraud from a pizza place for $439.
Keith said he had to take some deep breaths before going to talk to Mason about what he did, trying to find a way to explain to him that this food costs money.
We grabbed his piggy bank and showed him all this money that comes out from the piggy bank one by one. That was this bag of food, that was this, and you could see his face, you know.
I think it sunk in when we were actually taking his money to try to pay back some of it, just as like a lesson. I'm like, I know what this money in your piggy bank means to you, so like, this is only a fraction of what you spent.
It's going to take some time for Mason to get his phone privileges back.
That's all for tonight. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Hannah Baker.
And I'm Alexi Anderchek. Make sure to follow us on social media, and we'll see you again Monday at 5.
Thank you and good night.